My dude, welcome back.
What's up, bro? Oaken Otter. Is that some? I could go for a cold brew. That sounds
Nothing like a little
refreshing.
otter in your glass.
Oaken Otter. Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Bop Karaoke. Looking for a new way to turn up the fun? Try Bop Karaoke, the most entertaining karaoke gaming app. With Bop Karaoke, you're not just singing, you're playing a game. Choose from country, pop, R&B or hip-hop. Set your level of difficulty and let the fun begin. With gamified features, scoring and leaderboards, you can compete with friends or just enjoy the spotlight solo. The best part? You can record and share your bops or keep them just for yourself. Whether you're a shower singer or a stage-ready performer, Bop Karaoke makes every note memorable. Ready to record yours? Head to bopkaraoke.com or search for Bop Karaoke in your app store. Let's make your next karaoke session one to remember. Download Bop Karaoke today.
Where's that out of? Do you remember?
You know, honestly, I have no idea because it was the old company name was OtterPaws, and so people buy me otter stuff, and I think it came from like a thrift store or something.
Okay.
Kids these days, our kids and their friends love going to the thrift stores, and which is rad because that was kind of like my favorite thing to do when I was younger. And
I ain't never went to no thrift store.
I can see that.
And no interest. My daughter loves going to thrift stores.
Ask me if I'm surprised.
What's so cool about wearing like a psychopath's hat? I think you put on that hat, and that hat was worn by like an axe murderer, and then now you got.
I'm the axe. Now I've got that inside of me,
you, bro. Now he up in your skull, bro.
I think the appeal for me is like I would rather have a used high quality item than a brand new piece of junk, right? And so like I would go instead, you know, if I had to buy like a chainsaw, like a brand new chainsaw, I would rather go and find like a top of the line used one than go and get, you know, a brand new one that might not be as good a quality.
I feel you on that. I don't have a problem buying a pre-owned whip. You know what I'm saying? Like let them kind of get the king side of it. I don't have to have a brand new house, which is sort of a segue into what we're going to get into.
That's right.
But I don't veer too far off of, you know, the main highway. I stick with Polo.
There you go.
You know,
Lauren.
In terms of clothes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think you're right. It's a bunch of stuff out because I had this interesting deal. Like I was talking to people the other day, and you know, like a tank top, right? And I'm just gonna say this. Don't kill me, everyone.
A WB.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. So somehow, let's just talk about the genealogy of the word wife beater. Okay. So I was asking people like, okay, so what do you? Wife beater is taking over that type of shirt.
Yeah,
and it came from watching Cops. And then a guy who was beating his wife came out with the tank top on. So people
is that the origin story?
That's it. People start.
Okay. I didn't know.
Like, you know, some guy comes out of a trailer park. I kick you in the teeth, and he's got on a wife beater. Bang, it's called wife beater. So now, if you had to describe that for someone without using the word wife beater, how would you say? Pick me up a pack of these.
An undershirt with no sleeves.
They're gonna be like, what?
I agree, dude. Give me a pack of WBs.
Right. And so other people are like, tank top. And I'm like, well,
no.
A tank top could be a tank top that you wear at the beach. That's to me a tank top.
Yeah.
So we have to find that out. Like we need to bring back the politically correct term for a wife beater.
That's right. A ribbed sleeveless undershirt.
And because they call it wife beater, I can't wear the all white ones. I have to wear like the black or the gray one. I can't wear the all white one, bro. Get a little ketchup or something spilled on it. Oh my God. It feels horrible.
Well, you still give me crap because I have to wear an undershirt. I think that's from just my Navy days. Like I have to have on a white undershirt.
I've seen you with like 4 layers on, B.
Layers are good, bro. That's the beauty of like growing up in Colorado. Because one day it might be 80 and the next day it might be 27.
I've seen you with a white undie, a quarter zip, and then like a flannel on top of that.
Yeah.
And then a Patagonia on top of that. I was like, bro, I would be sweating balls.
You take off the layers you don't need, bro. I'd rather be prepared than freezing cold.
I think you just have to have something like touching your neck.
I get a little, yeah. If I don't have an undershirt on, especially like under like a button up or like a dress shirt, I'm itchy as hell. I'm so uncomfortable.
So you're wearing a crew neck under a suit shirt?
Oh yeah,
bro, you're
100% of the time.
You are a maniac.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah,
and you're not sweating out in that, or
no? I feel much more comfortable because I think I have like an allergy to like synthetic fibers. They just make me itch. And so that combined with like you would get in big trouble if you got caught without the proper uniform.
Mm-hmm.
So those two.
Why did you guys have to wear an undershirt in the Navy? What was the whole? Because you also make me think about Chips.
Yeah,
remember Chips? They wore the little shirt.
The military was all about attention to detail, right? So it was all about, and you think of the word uniform, you wanted everything to look exactly the same. And so that was the thing, it was like there were regulations, like why do you have to wear an undershirt? I have no freaking clue. I don't know who or where or when that was decided, okay, everybody in the armed forces needs to wear an undershirt, but they decided it. And so that being said, if you didn't have on an undershirt, and you could start to tell right away just by looking at a person, whether they were in their work uniform or their dress uniform or their regular everyday uniform, you could tell right away, is this person put together or are they a shitbag? Are they wearing like a old worn out gray around the collar undershirt that looks like a piece of bacon hanging out, and they got a rumpled shirt? You could tell instantly a lot about a person just by sizing them up.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's dope. Well, let's get on this topic, man. One of our listeners, my homeboy Craig.
Craig, what's up?
Craig is out there. He's out there with you.
Well, we gotta hang out with Craig. Come out here and let's go barbecue.
Craig, good people. So Craig, this is an interesting story about Craig. I met Craig in West Palm Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And Craig worked with my sister, right? We went to the Palm Beach Grill, bougie, making money. A lot of people don't know how much money you can make working in the, food and beverage industry, restaurants. Like, you get paid. Now, the schedule's a bitch. And then you have late nights, early mornings. Like, they all go hang out and party and do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Craig wanted something different. And I had no idea. And I kind of like watched it. You know how you see people doing things on Instagram or social media, not derailing too much. But to me, that's the benefit of social media is like keeping up with somebody's kid.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Man, he playing soccer now, or, oh, shit, he got an offer. But I like low key watched him travel past archery.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No, I was just going to say that is the beauty of social. It's the beauty and the curse. But I love about social media is it's a way to stay in touch with somebody or stay current with somebody so that when you do finally have time to pick up the phone or see them in person, you're not wasting a bunch of time going, with the filler questions because you already know.
Yeah. And it's funny. I was telling my wife this. There's a lot of people that I just have an IG relationship with.
Right.
Right. We're not texting, we're not talking, but I'll be like, yo, nice shoes.
Exactly.
And so low key, he moved out there, and you and I talked about this, but he got a job. He got a job working for one of the big delivery companies. Right.
That's right.
I'm not gonna say which one, but he's a he delivers packages.
That's my dream job right now, bro.
But I mean, he's showing the best views.
Yeah.
One, he's lived all around, but he's like, look at this. And there's parts of the Pacific Northwest that are just absolutely beautiful.
Oh, stunning.
And he was just like, bro, enjoying the podcast. And he was just like, you got to talk about this housing market. There's no way he's going to be able to buy a house out there. He's out there with his babe. He's racking in money, staying in shape, hustling. And to me, it's like, if you can hack it and you want to get in a gig, you can drive that truck around, drop boxes off, run from the driveway to the truck, knock your shit out and go home.
Mm-hmm.
But he and I are kind of going back and forth. He showed a crib the other day, and I'm like, that's my speed. And he was like, you better bring a couple meals.
Couple mil, bro.
And so that's really where I kind of want to go today, is that how are we expecting people to buy cribs? Especially West Coast. I mean, I hung out with some of my peeps up in Inglewood. Beautiful home, beautiful neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to buy that house 18 years ago.
Oh, yep.
You can't afford that house now. And for the amount that it's worth, you could buy a mall where I'm from. You could buy, what I'm saying? You could buy a small Macy's in Michigan for that price.
Mm-hmm.
So I just feel like, you and I kind of get on the topics of everything that's wild. And I mean, you had some excellent points a couple episodes ago, just how, the world is kind of in ADHD. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
all this stuff. How the hell are you supposed to afford a house?
Yeah. Yeah. The whole idea is that, it's, we've talked about it, is it's like, the entire focus, at least in the popular parts of the U.S., right, the coasts of the U.S. is, consumerism is rampant and high, and the idea is, let's just make the rich people as rich as possible. Let's make stockholders as big of a dividend on their investment as possible. And, the people out here that, where we're slinging and throwing our elbows around as much as we can, we're getting squeezed out.
You got to try and stay on the top. We used to look at ourselves like middle class. There's not going to be a middle class. It's going to be a have or have not.
Yes.
It really is. And Craig kind of made me think about that when I was hanging out in California. I'm like, Jesus, who's buying a crib? I mean, just to lease a joint out here.
Yeah.
So who's going to put down $100 grand on a crib here?
Cash down payment.
What?
I don't know, bro. That's the thing, is it's like, our parents, the boomers really ruined it for everybody.
Way to go, boomers.
The boomers, we've talked about this a couple of times, but the boomers kind of created rampant consumerism and capitalism. And,
these companies paid the boomers. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
they paid these boomers a shit ton of money. And they were like, oh, we're not paying everybody else all this money.
Right. Think about back in the day. You could have been a postal carrier grandma, and worked at a place making a modest living, and had your bought your house and paid it off, and retired at 60 and been and living off of fat money, and that day is gone, big time. And it's like, how do we get to anywhere? How is there any light at the end of the tunnel for anybody? I mean, that's the thing, is it's like, I try not to feel bad for myself, because I'm like, I can hustle and I can struggle and we can do stuff, but it's like my kids and my kids and your kid, like, that's where I go, oh fuck, what is going to happen?
Hey, your kids will be living with you until you die.
That's no joke.
They will, because it's like, either you're going to move into a home that we own already, or I'm going to be like, that doesn't make any sense. Even when we got pressured to buy a house way too soon. It was so stupid. It was like, why are we doing this?
Right.
You know, my dad pressured us to buy a crib, and it was just like,
the American dream.
What? Like, we're doing just fine in this condo.
That's right. It's not a dream anymore. That's a nightmare.
You're like, we got to put all this money down, and we got to paint the joint, and we got to fix the toilet when it's broke. You know? So I just, I kind of feel bad for this next generation and or people right now that are moving. I know people who are, look, they're still hiring people and people are getting big jobs and different things like that. But it's like, how could you live on the West Coast, but imagine living in like Charlotte. Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
And then somebody says, we want to hire you and we want you to come out and work, and the headquarters is in San Diego.
Yeah. You look at just the cost for an apartment, and you're going to shit your pants. I don't
care what package you're giving.
No,
your family is going to struggle.
The cost of living adjustment for that is too high.
It's insane. I'm like, the crib that you got there, you guys will be ass to ass in this new place.
Oh yeah. We used to joke around back when I lived in Temecula, back when we lived in SoCal, in the desert, I would travel up to the Bay Area all the time to go to the office. And people are there were like, hey, we'd love for you to come and be in this office. And I'm like, you can't afford me to live here. And they're like, I don't understand. I was like, you would have to double my pay just so I would break even. Like, nobody wins in this scenario.
No. And you think about, the equity that you have in your place.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're going to sell that and then come out here and put all of that equity into this crib?
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
If you keep that if you bought it, you buy a crib for $200,000-$300,000, now it's pushing around $9
Yep.
to $1 million. Bro, that's that disappear money if you want to sell it down the road.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
You can buy that, and like I said, be in some country chilling, renting jet skis to people. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
With a boatload of cash. But the housing market, I mean, and you'll trip, because not a lot of people spend a lot of time in the P and Dub, as you and my peeps call it. It's expensive in the P and Dub, my G.
I forget. Yeah, you're not wrong.
It's just because it's it's Oregon, it's Washington State, it's huge money to live there.
Yeah, I kind of joke and I call it the new San Diego. It's like the new SoCal, because one, it's just getting hotter and crazier and wilder down south, and and earthquakes and natural disasters and fires, and so at some point that part of California is either going to fall off into the ocean, or it's going to burn up to the ground, or the prices are just going to go way too high. And so people are going to go, where else can I live where it's not 1,000,000 degrees in the summer and it's not -50 in the winter? And it's like,
bro, you're gonna get smacked in the face trying to come up there and think that you're gonna do something.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Plus, down in that LA area, when I'm in LA and I see the news, Bro, it's just people breaking in people's cribs with people there.
They don't even care.
I'm like, what? Nice areas.
Yeah.
People like, turn on the alarm, Mildred. Dudes are in the crib with you there. Like, oh, I'm stealing this this jewelry that you guys have here.
Yeah, or they'll just bust into like a pawn shop or a jewelry store and broad day, middle of the daylight. They don't care.
And we got a lot of listeners across the country. I'm just letting you know, it's buck wild in LA, my G.
It's crazy, dude.
And you think like, oh, you look at this, you look at the crib and you got, people with Bentleys and Audis and all these nice things. And somebody just ran up in there.
Yeah. Or breaking into cars, like in California, in the Bay Area, and like the
nicest restaurant area in the Bay Area you and I would go to, and you cannot leave a briefcase or a book bag in there.
You cannot.
I mean, nice steakhouses, nice Mexican restaurant, nice cars with supposed security in there. But it's like, if you leave your laptop or briefcase in there, you do it at your own risk. It's gone.
Yeah. I remember I had to give my boy like cash out of the wallet because his entire everything, the keys to his house, his personal car, he was from out of town. He had to wake his wife up to fly. He was flying home and so she would bring him keys to his own car because he had nothing. And I'm just like, dude, it's crazy out there.
Mad ill. So I don't know. If you got a house, you better keep it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, the other piece is, not to go down my conspiracy theory deal, but I am one. The big issue is that you've had during COVID, and I think you remember this, during COVID, there was like a bunch of people trying to buy houses, and it was going crazy where people were being outbid like ridiculously. Like, oh, I want to buy this condo and your price is $300,000. Well, you had people trying to get out of New York. It's people with money, they can do it. And you just had somebody come in and just be like 800 racks.
Yep.
And you were like, oh my God, who the hell was that? Well, it was Blackstone.
Or China.
It was a lot of companies that were buying cribs. And so you're not going to compete with that. So you've got Blackstone that has purchased up so much property.
Yep.
And sort of the goal is to have people renting for the rest of their life.
Exactly. We're just becoming worker bees.
Right. Complete worker bees.
Yep. Between Blackstone and between, China owning everything. Oh, speaking of, did you hear the mayor of Arcadia, which is a city in Los Angeles County. She was just arrested and pled guilty to being basically a spy for China, like being a foreign agent to pass secrets to China after being elected to mayor of Arcadia.
What the hell?
Right?
The hell was she doing?
Like, that's my thing. Like, people need to start looking, or, The Terminalist, right? You've seen that show with, so like the author of that, I'm trying to remember his name. I can't remember his name, but I've read
Eileen Wang.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've read like almost all of his books. And the big thing right now, right, is the big topic, which I think is real, and we've kind of figured it out, is you've got parts of the world like Russia and China and and Iran that are basically all colluding to disrupt social order, to disrupt, information is the biggest weapon of all, right?
The biggest.
So getting all of this information about where people are and what they're buying and how they're spending their money and coming up with plans and polarizing, making the divide between the left and the right bigger, that's all going according to plan right now.
Yeah, it's basically insane, man.
Yeah.
It has no real it has no goodness attached to it where we're headed, bro. It's
No, exactly. It's like the internet is, I think the people who invented the internet, what was it? Al Gore invented the internet. Just kidding. But like I think anybody that was kind of key in where the internet began would kind of look at it in disgust and basically go, that's not what I had in mind. That's not, and maybe even, to a point of like AI and all of this, social media, has it made Zuckerberg a billionaire a billion times over? Yes, but it's just become a disgusting thing.
That makes 0 sense at all, brother.
No, exactly.
0 sense. Well, I'm just like, in terms of what we probably have to do, if you got a crib, you got to keep it.
You have to keep it.
You got to keep it by any means necessary. And if you got to go back to it, then go back to it.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Because it just hit me. It's like, wow, my man did this hell of a thing. He moved cross country. They making it happen. And he just like, there's places out west that are like, you're leasing a place for $2,800 and there's no washer and dryer in there.
Right.
Right. And it's funny. I was talking to this guy and I feel like there's this connection between having a washer and dryer in your unit and then how gangster it is in there.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't have a washer and dryer in his joint. He was like, I had to get the hell out of there. And I was like, oh, wow. No washer and dryer.
You'd have been safe inside your place, but when you went to go get your clothes washed, that's where you would have gotten shanked.
You would have got shanked. Or do not send any packages there. He's like, they're gone.
No, it will not be there when you get home.
Like, listen, if you're not worried about somebody stealing your package off your porch, then you're doing good.
Yeah, that is a true statement.
Because this cat's just like, do not send that here. Right. I need this
Amazon locker.
I need this lock box for you to drop that mug up into.
That's a true statement.
All right, bro, give it to me. What's up with the hantavirus? Come on now.
Oh man.
They're trying to run it up on us again, bro.
Yeah, I can't tell if it's like, I mean, do you see the dude that was on the ship? Like, he was like crying on I mean, not that there's anything wrong with crying.
Yeah, we know you.
I'm a real person. I'm like, you're a real zombie, dude. You're gonna kill half the U.S.
To me, it's so troublesome that we've kind of gotten to this place. There's so many people that seriously were like, hey, nuke that ship, kill all those people. There's so many people that felt like that. Like, oh no, don't let them back.
Right.
Send a missile to that ship and blow them up. And you want to?
No, I agree. I mean, that's the thing, right? We were joking. We were on the group text. We were joking around with that, right? Back in the day, in like Spock had the Enterprise, right? The Enterprise is in trouble. The Khan, this was the Wrath of Khan. He was about to explode an entire planet with this kind of special bomb, the Genesis Project, which was all sorts of craziness. Gene Roddenberry was a crazy motherfucker. But basically, they had to get the Enterprise as far away from this planet as possible, as fast as possible, or else they would all die. And so, and there was a problem with the dilithium crystals, right? So Spock goes in there and he goes into the chamber and aligns it manually, and the warp drive comes back and they take off, right? And so basically he saves the entire ship. And there's this classic scene. He's inside behind this like protective layer because it's all radioactive, and he's basically dead man walking, right? He's going to die from radiation poisoning or whatever. And Captain Kirk is like, Spock, no, right? And so Spock is basically saying the need of the one or the few, is outweighed. I just messed it up a little bit, but the need of the many outweighs the need of the few or the one. Exactly. And so this is that scenario, right? Like, say, Matt, would you rather lose 10 people or 1 million people?
Yeah, and no, the problem is nobody wants to go through that again, right? People don't want to be.
No, nobody's going back to masks or anything.
No, people don't want to be jammed up. People don't want to lose their jobs, and I get it. And it's people that's like, oh, COVID almost took me out. I don't want another respiratory illness. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So you got all of them. I'm not worried about any of those things, right? So right. I feel good that I'm not worried about. I'm not like, but I'm like, I know that there's people who want it.
Oh, for sure. It's cash money, dude.
It's cash money. It's got one Moderna has a vaccine already. So they like, come on.
Give it to me.
Moderna, you telling me Moderna don't want it to go buck wild? Of course they do.
Yeah.
I got the vaccine for it, bro.
It's like the plot of every modern day tech thriller right now.
Right. So then you also got people that's like, I have been trying to shave about 47 people from the dealership.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
it's grimy out here, bro. So as much as people don't, and then people are like, oh, there's like a case here and a case there. And it just always seems like it's a crazy white couple out here like, oh, we're looking for the birds at this trash dump here in Argentina. It's like, now you on the ship with these psychopaths, and now, so.
What's the lesson in that is don't go on a little baby boat cruise from that leaves from South America.
No, stick with Cancun, Cozumel. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I've never been on a cruise ever.
Hey, I'm never getting on one again.
I don't think so.
I've been on a few. I'm like, no. One, you can get the rotavirus on there and be sick as hell.
Yeah.
But two, I think the people that work on the boats are insane. Boat people are crazy.
Oh, the people that like live, like the bass players.
Oh, they're insane. You know how many people missing? They got their own world. They'll grab your kid. They'll do whatever. Yeah. They'll kill you.
Yeah.
Those boat people, and then they, then you got pirates. I just don't trust it. Mm-mm. But the main deal for me is if somebody acts a fool on there, I want to be able to get the hell out of there. So if you act a fool at the JW Marriott, I'm running down the stairs.
Right.
And then I'm out.
Bye-bye.
If I'm on a ship with my wife and I have to put her on a raft out in the ocean, I'd be better off putting her down right there.
We talked about that before, right? If it's you and if you're Jack and she's bye-bye.
if they tell me and my wife we got to put on a life vest and get in this ship, it's just like, Yeller. Like I'm gonna have to put her down right here.
Hey, somebody's got to take care of London.
hey, straight up, this is gonna be easier for all of us. Okay.
Oh man,
you're dead.
Oh man.
Yeah. So hopefully, they settle things down. But
my mom used to say, hope in one hand and shit in the other and see what fills up faster.
They want it to happen because I always watch what they're putting on the news.
Yeah, same.
And they're trying to stoke that fear.
Yeah. Like sensationalism is at an all-time high.
Yeah. So I don't want to.
I like reading my news. I don't like watching my news.
I do not want to watch my news. And sometimes I feel like I'm forced into it.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
That's been the beauty. That's one of the few lovelies, right? We always like the big joke is it's like, oh, all the cable, the Warner Brothers and Disney and Peacock.
Oh my God. I don't know where to watch anything now.
They say, oh, you want to cut the cable? Fine, motherfuckers. We're gonna gouge you out the ass. I would in a heartbeat. I would go back to the TiVo box on top of the TV with cable. I would in a heartbeat be like, okay, let's go back to paying a cable. $100 a month for cable, but
the basketball games are on a different channel like every other night.
Yeah,
Prime. I'm like, what happened to ABC? What happened to it just being ABC? It's like, it's a game on Prime. I turned on Apple TV. That's international soccer world.
Yeah, they got MLS and baseball and F1.
F1?
And then Amazon got like NFL or college football. And I'm just like, dude, you guys, because it's all about making the billionaires more billions.
More billions. And then you wake up thinking you cut the cord, but you're spending more.
Way more,
because you got Hulu, Apple TV, Prime, Netflix,
Disney. Well, yeah, whatever.
Tubi, like you, Tubi.
I don't know. I don't have Tubi.
You be watching them ghetto ass black shows on Tubi.
That might be me. That might be me.
Tubi. So, I don't know, bro. But anyway, man, appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate you, my guy.
Hey, peace.
Peace.